Hello everyone, admittedly so, I'm a tremendous Gauntlet fan, all the way back from the original NES version to, of course, the Mega Drive version, and even the Nintendo 64 arcade versions, and of course like Gauntlet Dark Legacy, Gauntlet 7 Sorrows, and so on, the Game Boy Advance version. But let's do a little bit of multitasking right now. I'm going to be unmounting my drive and doing a verification before I add the specific game that I'm going to be showcasing today, which is DevilutionX, a nice open source implementation of the Diablo engine. And you're going to see this in action. It is incredible. It's going to be working on all the minis, the NES, SNES, Mega Drive, and of course the PlayStation Classic and upcoming TurboGrafx 16 Mini as well. But going back to Gauntlet real quick while I'm doing a little bit of multitasking, many of you might be aware of the fact that I did a project over a decade ago where I scanned pretty much all the Nintendo powers up to the GameCube era. Let's open this up right here. This incredible issue here. And I remember just specifically looking at this game in here. Let's go in here right now. We all know that Nintendo power is absolutely mandatory if you want to beat games like Gate and, of course, Castlevania 2. We all know about the crouch thing. I mean, you had the Nintendo Power tip line for that and such. But going right down here, I remember just looking at this over and over again, and Nintendo actually tried to keep this game from being on the market because Tengen, aka Atari, reverse engineered to circumvent the $10 licensing fee for the cartridge manufacturer, and of which other countries like Japan did not have to do at all. I mean, people were able to manufacture their own cartridges in Japan, but in the United States, companies had to pay $10 per cartridge, which is astronomical as far as making profits off of the games, because it was an expensive endeavor to get these games on a system. But I remember looking at this like non-stop and just playing all these Gauntlet games over the years. Love Gauntlet Dark Legacy. That along with Phantasy Star Online V2 are my two favorite all-time games, period. Here we go, we got Contra. Love Contra. Okay, that is about done. It's healthy. We're going to mount it now, and then we're going to do a little bit of a tutorial on how to get DevilutionX going. Essentially, tomorrow when I post the update, you're going to go into KMFD's Mod Hub from the Modules tab, and then you're going to go to the Games tab, like here, and you're going to have DevilutionX right there in alphabetical order, and then when you see it, it's going to actually look like this. It's going to look like this, and I give personal thanks to, again, the developer and contributor credits here. AJenbo came into our Discord and helped us get it going, and we have 70 plus other people who all did an incredible job as well with all the commits and such. Feel free to read their list, I mean, and if you ever see them, thank them for the work they put in forth in this, but AJenbo did a tremendous job. And again, it's DevilutionX, an open source implementation of Diablo, and you're going to need a prerequisite here, which I'm going to show you. It's DIABDAT period MPQ assets from the official Diablo release. You can use the GOG version, and I give personal thanks to bslenul and madmonkey for doing their incredible magic and helping get this going as well. But given that you have that all in place and you download from the Mod Hub, you're going to go into your games folder, and we're going to look for it here, and you're going to browse to it. Once you browse to it, this is going to launch the game, but you're not going to be able to run it unless you have the hard file, which I specified, which I'm going to copy right here now. Right here, DIABDAT period MPQ. One single file. Let's copy it over. And then once we copy it over, we're going to put it on the Mini Classic. We're going to do it on the Genesis Mini Classic, and it's going to work. But it's also going to work on the PlayStation Classic with the update as well, because genderbent did a tremendous job in getting it to launch on that specific thing, and he's going to be doing an update as well tomorrow. We're going to go into the PlayStation Classic folder, for those of you who use that, AutoBleed folder. And then right here, and you're going to basically do the normal core injector of which you do for my previous releases. You're going to go to the Retro Boot Apps, and you're going to have a little bit of injector for DevilutionX. You're simply going to point to the flash or hard drive, and then when you boot it, it's going to install it. Then you just navigate to the folder and copy the same file right here to that folder, and then you're going to be able to launch it right via RetroArch. And there are some other games here as well. I mean, as well as like Amaberry, Crispy Doom, Jurassic, Open Board Stream, Open Lara, and you're also going to have both Amaberry and Open Board Stream from the initial main user interface as well with that shortcut like I showed in another video a few weeks ago. But now that this is all copied over, you can normally sync or export it, but I do it a different way. I actually don't use folders at all, so I just do it this way. Without using folders, I'm simply going to just copy this game directly to my drive. Right here. I'm just going to go right into Hash Games. And without using folders, you can literally just copy the entire CLV folder and it'll show up there. And the beautiful thing about the Mega Drive Mini is, unlike on the SNES and NES Classics, where you have a limitation to how many games you can have on the main user interface, you can put several hundred on here and have minimal to zero lag. And I have quite a few games here, as we'll see here. You can see right here, just looking down the list, I have probably like 180 folders here. of games. But this is copy it over, and when we're done, we're going to unmount the drive, and we're going to test it out and check this out. And like I said, there are other games like Diablo. I have another game that I played for PlayStation 1. I'm going to see if it actually works. I haven't tested it on the Mini yet, but it's in my setup here, and we're going to see if it works. But let's get this booted up, unmount. Then I'm going to plug in the system and boot this up and see if it works. Okay, we're booting up into the main user interface right now. We have the Hashi2CE logo, and I give personal and tremendous thanks to madmonkey and DaniMan827, who have spent several years working on this, nearly around the clock, and just making things better for the mini classics on a daily basis. And we have DevilutionX right here now. Let's load it, and then we're going to do another thing after, but we're going to load it up right now. But you might notice that some other games, like right here, we have all these Vectrex games, and these are also going to be in the mod hub tomorrow. You got some great games that are vector related, like Pole Position, Berserk, Star Trek, and so on. These are all going to be in the mod hub along with DevilutionX. But notice there's a prefix there, VEC, semicolon, ripoff, and such. These are all going to be easily addable in the next Hashi update, where you simply right-click and click Add Prefix. And you might have noticed throughout the last few years, I've been doing this in all of my videos, and it is basically essentially the KM prefix, and you're going to be able to do it nice and easy, and having all your games nice and organized, just by simply right-clicking on the game while in Hashi and clicking Add Prefix. So it's been a request for quite some time, and I've been using it since my very first video. But we're playing the Diablo Open Source Implementation. Again, thank you, AJenbo, and the DevilutionX company. Should we say team, not company. But we're going to do single player. And I'm going to pick Shika the Rogue. And you can see my stats there. I'm at level 1 with my strength, magic, dexterity, vitality, and so on. It is a level up game. I love games where you can level up. We're going to load my game here. Spawn around, try to find some enemies. Okay, and we're in a dungeon here. This is incredible. See if we can fight some enemies. And it's very, very cool. I'm actually using my PlayStation Classic controller in my Mega Drive Mini. And you can actually hold down the start button. And I have context menus, like the menu right there for save options, new game, load menu, quit Diablo. So I did new game. I'll do new game right now. There we go. And I love this music, and look how nice this is running. The Extreme Virtual RAM is making this run phenomenally well. And obviously it's going to run fine on the PlayStation Classic, which has 1 gig of RAM to begin with. But right here I am running 512 megabytes of virtual RAM in comparison to the 256 megabytes on board RAM. So it makes it run way, way better than it ever would without it. So if you're on a USB host, you're going to want to install the Extreme Virtual RAM without a doubt. And there's so much to do in this game. Again, you can, say for instance, I can hold down the start button. I can go to the map. No auto map available in town, so I'm going to have to be inside the dungeon, probably. Let's try to find some enemies and taking them out here. Yep, that's right. Look at them clues they're giving me. I want to play hard drive now just so I can run over the moo cows. This reminds me quite a bit of Legacy of Kain Blood Omen, which is a game that I really, really love for the original PlayStation 1. And it surprised me thoroughly to play it on the original PC as well as on the PlayStation 1. And the load times are abysmal on, of course, the PlayStation 1, where it took like anywhere from 15 to 30 seconds to even get to any different parts of the screen. Whereas the PC version loaded instantaneously, just like the Zelda 1 for NES. That's the way it should have been to begin with. This is incredible music. Oh, we got a wounded townsman, so I have a feeling there's going to be some enemies in here. Let's look at our stats here while we're at it. You can actually push the start button and look at our stats. Look at these fast, seamless load times. Start button, we can go to our character.
The sanctity of this place has been fouled.
Okay. We have level 1, I'm experience 46, next level 2000, my goal's 100. My strength stats are pretty low right now, but they'll get higher. Obviously, I'm more of a dexterity type character, obviously, at 30. Let's set that menu. Okay, it's very nice. You can hold down the start button, and again, you have context menu for menu, character, map, inventory, quest, and spells, which correspond to the buttons on your controller. Let's see what kind of enemies we have here. I didn't mean to leave. I'm going to go back into the dungeon. But last time I actually played this game was on the original PlayStation 1. This is such a better version of it. Here we go, some enemies there. Oh, this is incredible. I'm never going to be coming back to this after the update. And I've played Diablo 3 as well, which is also equally fun. And loving that the true announcement of a Diablo 4 is coming out, because when the mobile Diablo game came out as an announcement, people were actually kind of disappointed, because they want a true PC or a console version of Diablo. But again, there's so much you can do, and I am running the PlayStation Classic controller, which is definitely much more
spell ready.
Great to have as a controller here. Oh yeah. Look at my stats. Gotta get used to the controls there. But again, AJenbo and the DevilutionX team, you've all done an incredible job. I'm gonna have so much fun playing this. I'm gonna have to try a brief demonstration of the other game that's a little bit like this on PlayStation 1, which is the Darkstone game. There are other games like this on Game Boy Advance as well, like Barbs Gate on Game Boy Advance is actually quite a bit like this. Surprisingly so. I don't know how I'm gonna... Oh, this is great. It's like farming for experience there. Let's see where we're at stat-wise once I get rid of a few of these enemies there. And of course, I did go around for a loot. I did level up just now, awesome. So I'll be more powerful stat-wise. Yep, I'm level 2 now. Awesome. And I can save the game anytime I want to here. Menu, save game. There we go, and then I can quit. Quit Diablo. But it's awesome. You can play it, save it, all that good stuff. Let's try the PlayStation 1 one right now, which is Darkstone. Again, all these VecX games here, VectorX games, will be in the Mod Hub as well, so enjoy those if you're a retro fan. And we're going to do Darkstone right now. Again, I have not personally tested this as of yet, so I'm kind of hoping it works. But I remember this being quite a bit like Diablo when I played it. Like a complete clone of it, would we say. Take-Two Interactive. We all know Take-Two Interactive. And let's see how this fares in comparison to Diablo. Like I said, if you're a Diablo fan, it is nice to have an alternative here. Okay, the load time's taking a little bit longer than Diablo did. Look, my character on the screen is actually falling asleep while they're waiting. It's still kind of humorous. Okay, checking memory card. Let's see what kind of characters I have to play with there. Heroes. Great character. Oh, we got quite a few characters to pick from here. We have a warrior, an Amazonian, wizard, sorceress, assassin. I'll pick assassin. Thief, monk, priestess. I'll pick the assassin. We'll do KM for the name. That's good enough. Enroll the character. Begin new quest. Okay. We'll do our quest slot here. So it looks like we could have 2 quest slots there. We got some cinemas going on here, but I'm going to skip right past them and try to get into the game here. And the Baldur's Gate on Game Boy Advance I'd also recommend, as well as the Shining Soul games. Those are both great too. I mean, we got Shining Force, which are tactical, turn-based strategy games, but if you play the Shining Soul games, they're actually more like Diablo and Darkstone and Baldur's Gate on Game Boy Advance. Let's get into the game here. This is definitely going to take some getting used to here. Back, okay. Definitely gotta get used to this. It's been such a long time since I played this. Kind of reminds me of Dungeon Master, the Title F3 game. It's kind of really zoomed in too, so I mean, sometimes I'm looking through like rose-tinted glasses. This game is not holding up as well as I remember it holding up. This is almost silly and contrived, but I'm still gonna give it another shot. Wow. I remember having some fun with this game back in the day, but definitely I'm going to have to come back to it. Let's go into RetroArch and exit. And right here I'm actually using the RGUI menu. And what's interesting about this is in my last release I had the XMB and Ozone theme menus. But if you use this menu right here, and I give personal thanks to Ray VGM for helping test this out, it takes approximately 2 seconds to load the XMB or Ozone. But once you're in RetroArch, the games will load fine. So it takes about 2 seconds to load the actual XMB or Ozone RetroArch theme. And then 30 seconds after that to load the actual game. So pretty much 5 seconds from the main user interface to in-game load. But if you use the RGUI, which I'm using right now, games load in 3 seconds flat because the RGUI is so minimal. Let's go to the Game Boy Advance games right now. And I'm going to load up this specific game called Baldur's Gate. You're going to see it's going to take roughly 3 seconds to load this. 2 seconds faster than X and B or Ozone. Bam, just like that. Within 3 flat seconds, if not less. Compared to the typical 5 seconds, because you have to load X and B or Ozone. So you're going to have alternatives here. If you want to have a pretty theme, such as X and B or Ozone, load those ones. But if you want to have faster load times by about 2 seconds, load the ArchUI. But again, this is also similar to Diablo, and I'd highly recommend this. This is a really, really incredibly cool game. We can pick the Archer here, which is my character. We can even do some stat attribution here. Make my dexterity go up a little bit higher. Intelligence and obvious wisdom. This would help with disarming traps and such. Give myself a little bit more strength. I'm going to make dexterity as high as I can. Okay. We got a couple more stats. Constitution, charisma. We'll do constitution. Okay. And we're going to validate that. I actually pushed the wrong button. Let's try this one more time. We reverted all the stats by doing that. Okay. Barbs Gate. And we're going to basically go to a tavern and accept the quest and go to a dungeon. You know how it all works. Okay. See if we can get to some rat fighting quest here. I remember having to take out rats initially. And you can turn on bilinear filter to add a little more clarity to the game, since it is originally on a handheld system. We can go into retro settings here. And again, it's going to take a little bit more getting used to here. Let's go to the menus here. Notice how the settings are a little bit different here. Settings, video. We're going to go to bilinear filter and turn it on. Okay, we can go back. And it's going to have a more clean look, which is going to be more befitting of this handheld. See, it's nice and smooth here. You can even add like a 2x size shader if you'd like to. Talk to a few people here. Welcome, stranger. You don't look so well. Maybe because there's rats in the sewers below here. You should ask, I'll lift the barmaid for a little fortified drink. No, I just want to fight some enemies in a dungeon. Where is it? This is actually quite a nice game here. I'm going to go behind the bar and get my own drink. Welcome to the Elf Song Tavern. It's called so because sometimes the song of an elven woman's spirit can be heard, which I hear right now in the background. I mean, this has incredible sound for a Game Boy Advance game. I heard from the guards that you were knocked out by thieves. I can see that they robbed you. Sounds like members of that new Thieves Guild, which is hanging around a lot lately. A lot of people have disappeared since their arrival. The majority of them were members of the old guild. They are known to strike silently and suddenly using the underground passages of the city. If you want to get your items back, you should take a look in the sewers, okay? You can access the sewers through the tavern cellar, but there are a lot of huge rats down there. They must have been driven out by the movements of thieves and other sewer creatures. I therefore lock the cellar door, and I don't even dare to go down there. I'll make you a deal. If you wipe out those rats, I'll give you the key to the sewers. If you want to get into the cellar, you'll need to get the key from Ethan, the keeper of the tavern's keys. Where's Ethan at? He's near the fireplace. Let's go to the fireplace and find Ethan. Where's that fireplace at? Should be around here somewhere. Hopefully in here somewhere. And I actually have to say, like, last time I played this, I probably played it for several hours straight because it's such a really cool game. There he is. Yes, I am Ethan. Aleth told you to go down the cellar. Here, take the key. Be extra careful, the rats down there are huge. But I found all kinds of things in the cellar. Once I even killed a beholder, which is now stuffed above the fireplace. And we see him up there. It is a pretty nasty beast. Believe me, if you meet one, run. It knows magic as well. But in the cellar, you'll only find rats, I think. Take this dagger. It is a little old, but you never know. With those freakish rodents, you might need it. The tiniest is the size of a dog, and they won't hesitate to attack. The entrance to the cellar is over there at the other side of the room. Okay, let's go over there. Good luck. I received the cellar's key and a rusty dagger. And yes, this is a game that I put several hours into. It's just so addictive. Let's see if we can find the cellar real quick. Been a while since I last played this. Am I going the right way? Yes, we are. And we should be in the cellar now. Let's go into the options here. I think I have the dagger equipped. We can save the game. I don't think I have the dagger equipped. Let's try going into the dagger here. There we go. Oh yeah. We're finding some loot there. lesser healing potion. We can level up just like in Diablo here, taking out some rats. Kind of like that South Park episode where they one guy was taking out the lowly enemies to build up stamina and such. An incredible game, and I highly recommend playing both this and Shine and Soul. Shine and Soul is equally awesome. Again, this is Barbs Gate on Game Boy Advance, and I highly, highly recommend this game. It holds up so well. I mean, it's such an incredibly cool game. I'm going to be playing both this and DevilutionX, and I'm going to be getting the Shine and Soul as well. Okay, and let's briefly load up Shine and Soul while we're at it. We're going to go into RetroArch settings here. Quick menu, load content, start directory, media, dummy, and I'm going to do the Game Boy Advance games. And let's try loading up Shine and Soul real quick. Which I should have on there. I should have both of them. I'll do Shine and Soul 1 real quick. And we're going to load that with, of course, Game Boy Advance core. We'll do it the MGBA. Which should be right on the list. I'll do a GPSP. Why not? You do need BIOS. You need the GBA BIOS bin for this in order to work. But games run a little bit faster with this core. Shine and Soul. Single player mode. We can do a new character here. Warrior, Wizard, Archer. We'll play as Archer again. Let's do KM again. Both this Shine and Soul 1 and 2 are both great games. Nothing at all like the Shine and Force games. Yes! Okay. And again, this bilinear filtering can be toggled on in video RetroArch settings. And it works really nicely on the Game Boy Advance games since they were initially much smaller in screen than this. I am Noah. Soon this war shall end. I'm going to just skip right past this because I want to get to some enemy fighting here. But if you want some games to play that are like Gauntlet or Diablo inspired, definitely play Shine and Soul 1 and 2 for Game Boy Advance, as well as, of course, the Barbs Gate one, which I highly recommend. Look, it looks like I'm playing as Link right here. What's going on here? And we're in the town here. I just want to leave the town. I might have to actually talk to the people to get out of town, like in many of these games. I just want to fight some enemies. We all know how that goes. Even playing the original Willow on NES, that great Capcom-made Zelda-style game, you had to talk to people in order to fight enemies. But I'm leaving the town. Let's see if I can actually fight some enemies. Yes, Beast Mountain. Give me some enemies to fight. There we go. And we're fighting flying-type enemies. Something you'd expect in like a Final Fantasy game. Leveling up. So yes, you got Shine and Soul 1 and 2, and again, these are absolutely nothing like these Shine and Force games, even though they're part of the same series, an offshoot. So hope you enjoyed the video, guys and gals, and there'll be more to come, and this will all go out tomorrow.